What's up, visionaries?
What's up?
We hope everybody's doing well as usual.
As usual.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Tanya, and this is my wonderful, wonderful husband.
Lamar.
And again, we hope everybody's doing well. This is another episode of Visions of Love in Relationship, and we got a juicy topic today that we want to discuss with you today. We're going to be talking about healthy relationship boundaries. The what, how, and when to set healthy relationship boundaries.
What are we going to talk about? What are relationship boundaries? We're going to tell you how to set relationship boundaries. Like you said, we're going to tell you when to set relationship boundaries, because there's comes a time and place, but to set relationship boundaries.
Yeah.
And boundaries are put in place for a reason. They're not put in place to like harm people or to close people out of your life. They're actually put in place to keep the integrity of the relationship intact. Without boundaries, guys, people seem to treat you any kind of way.
Right, and you definitely don't want that. So, without further ado, I want to start by reading a section out of our new book. Our new book that has a good ring.
Yeah.
Okay, so boundaries establish the way you want people to treat you. They set expectation for others, and in a way, you share who you are and who you are not. Boundaries keep you from being mistreated, manipulated, shamed, and left uncomfortable. Healthy boundaries also keep us from being taken advantage of, overextending ourselves, and being unhappy with ourselves. I mean, overextending, oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, setting healthy boundaries, it's like you speaking up for yourself and sharing with others what is and what ain't acceptable according to your beliefs, past experiences, and your morals. Healthy boundaries have consequences when they're crossed.
Yeah, they do.
You got to make sure you have consequences, or else they're going to keep crossing. Okay, but let me get on back in. Okay, they are upheld by the one establishing them just as much as they want those around them to support them. If we don't hold out to our boundaries, it becomes hard to expect others to do. How can we expect others to hold us to our boundaries if we're not? Okay, so setting healthy boundaries show the respect we have for ourselves. Without boundaries, especially in a romantic relationship, you will constantly be upsetting each other.
Yep, and that right there, that's a section of our book.
That's a section of our book.
And healthy boundaries.
Yeah. Moving right along.
You can find the link in the bio, guys, so you can check it out.
Yes. We do need early review, or we looking for early. We don't need them. We're looking for early reviewers. Yeah. So if you want to get a free copy of our PDF before we actually release it, it's some juicy information on these healthy boundaries in relationships, amongst a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, guys. What would you consider going on a date with your ex-partner, stepping over boundaries? Is that a boundary that we should be putting in, going out on with old exes?
Well, I don't know about them, but that's one I put in place. That's a no for real. Okay, do you consider a trip to Mexico without consulting your partner wrong? Or how do you feel about that?
I don't know. You think going on vacation?
Yeah, vacation period.
Would you?
No. No.
No,
that's another no for me. That's
you gotta. I think you gotta. It's important to tell your partner, like, if I'm planning a trip with my boys or something, your partner didn't know, and she should be able to know.
Right.
You can't just plan trips without, or a little different outings without letting your partner know.
Yeah, some relationships, or some people in their relationship, that might be something that they don't mind doing, so to each his own. But in mine, I definitely, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And especially if you're married, then that should be, you should let your partner know, be it on ins and outs of if you're going on, trying to take a trip out or something.
Yeah, if you're going anywhere with your ex, I don't care if you're going out the front door.
But
that's something I think you should discuss.
Yeah, but to each, every relationship is different.
Yeah, every relationship is different. I give it that.
And each couple, each person, you got to find your way to kind of work these boundaries out in your relationship.
Yeah.
To help your relationship strive.
Yeah, so you know, each couple again, relationship gonna have different boundaries based off of what
Mm.
you know what their relationships like. Okay, so go ahead, baby.
Go ahead, you go ahead.
Okay, so places to set. We're gonna talk about 3 places that you want to set boundaries in your relationship to enhance your relationship. Okay, so the first
And
boundary
always,
you want to set,
it's always first.
Yes.
First.
finances.
Yeah. Money, money, money.
Money. Yeah, you definitely want to set because financial issues can definitely strain a
Yeah,
relationship.
that's one of the biggest causes of divorce
Yeah,
here in America and other places too.
yeah.
Money, because we don't know how to set boundaries about money. Sometimes we spend too much money.
Mhm.
Different stuff.
Yep. And so would you loan money to your neighbor or to a family member, somebody without your spouse or significant other knowing, or without even their permission?
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you loan? I already know that. They better off asking me.
But like I say, every relationship is different. Like I said, ours is different because it's me and you, so we really can have an open book about sharing money, letting people borrow money.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you let your mama borrow $10, $20 or something, hopefully not. Hopefully she got her own money. But even if I think me personally, if you married, then you gotta keep them finances open and stuff.
Yeah, and
because they might be coming to double dip.
Yeah,
they might ask you.
They
come
ask
back
me.
to me. Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's important to discuss those. If you're gonna borrow some money from somebody, and back to the mamas want their children money. They gonna ask even if they got their own money. But okay, so
we don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think finances is? How do you feel about boundaries and finances? Maybe that's one of the things you can ask yourself. Just write down maybe three boundaries that you would like to set in finances.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about giving money to a romantic partner, an old romantic partner? Mm-hmm. No, but of course it's gonna matter whether you have kids or whatever.
Yeah.
They might be a baby daddy or a baby mom. Well, hopefully baby mom was supposed to be giving baby daddy.
Or they call and all of a sudden they got a problem or something. They call them, they like, well, but can I borrow $40 or something? My car broke down or something. It's an old X or something.
Yeah.
Some people might be cool with that.
Yeah. And when I think about that, if there's nothing else going on and I ain't feeling fishy about this person, then I might, as long as you talk to me about it, might help them out with the car.
Yeah, depending on the circumstances.
Who pays for the dates?
Yeah, that's just a question.
That's another question to ask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you prefer separate bank accounts? That's a big one.
That's a big one because where the heart is, that's where the treasure is. So if you value money, especially if you're married, like if you value money over your wife, and that means like keeping separate bank accounts. Be like,
vice versa.
I'm gonna love her, I'm gonna marry her, but I'm not gonna give her all of me. Like I'm gonna keep my money separate. You can't, especially if you're married. If you're a married couple out here, you watch this video. We believe that you got to join them bank accounts, baby. Because you cannot truly join one with your wife, and y'all need to know what's going on. Man, you got to know what's going on so y'all can grow. Otherwise, y'all can't establish common ground in the finances.
Right.
To grow.
That's right.
So that's a boundary that I think everybody needs to be put in place. Like I said, up front is boundaries.
Yeah, because finances is like the number one cause of divorces. Okay.
Yeah. And even relationships, because certain levels of finances need to be revealed. Like I say, even with singles. Yeah. Because you don't know even a lot of people, they stand with their partner. So you stand with a partner, you want to know what's going on with his finances. So he making out, for all you know, he might be making a lot of money and blowing it, and you paying all the bills. Yeah. But you thinking he over there struggling with his money, and he just mismatching, or she just mismanaging their money. So that's why it's good to kind of let them know have boundaries in place with finances.
Yep, and up front to prevent any financial disagreements. The best way is to simply put it out front, okay?
Mhm.
So number 2,
Be careful where you put your first foot.
yeah. So number 2 is friends on social media.
Social media.
Ooh, that's a biggie.
Yeah. That's a boundary, but that's a boundary that need to be put in place
It
because
definitely do.
people treat social media like it's a virtual world, like it ain't real.
Right.
Like they have like online social media and they got little community. They online function like they single. Some people they got offline life and they got a online life.
Yeah.
They got a Facebook girlfriend.
Oh boy.
Like
that work girlfriend.
Like their work girlfriend.
You know they be saying that.
Oh yeah.
Like at work I got a work girlfriend. That's my work boyfriend. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or husband. They would say work husband. That's what they would say.
that
But anyway, yeah.
I hope that's not y'all. But like I said, what boundaries do you have in place with social media? Are you cool with your significant partner liking people post?
Watch out in there. Because when they, when they do that, it's like you said, it's like offline.
It's offline. People, like I said, so many people, they get confused. They think they're online. If you like somebody post, like, let's say if I liked it, a girl post and she put up a selfie, I like her post. That's like me liking her. That's like me liking her post. If she's standing right me in front of her and I see her post a picture, I'm like, oh, I like that picture.
Or her walking past you, or you see her somewhere and you like. That's
like
the same thing. So
it's I like I said, me personally, I look at it as the same kind of vibe. But people, like I said, for some reason, people think that the online world is different than offline world. So you got to be me personally. I think you should have boundaries. Like, don't be liking no
other man or no other woman,
especially and now they putting something up. You know what I mean? I know certain stuff. But we know the distinguishment between
because we all grown, so we know what our significant other or spouse would agree with, so you have some integrity. Okay, so that's a good, that's good. Is it off limits for your partner to keep up with relationships on Facebook? Old past relationships or people they used to mess with or talk to.
Yeah, like still being friends with them, still keeping in touch.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about your partner or significant other messaging the opposite sex on social media?
Those are a lot of questions that you should be asking yourself when you putting boundaries. And like I said, maybe you need to put down three boundaries in place for finances. You need to put down at least, like I said, no. We just gave you no talking to. Don't talk to exes on social media. Yeah, they good to like if you
don't like the opposite sex.
Yeah,
photos on social media. We don't have a boundary on it, but we share the same social media account, so that keeps a lot of stuff down to a minimum. You know,
like open with the accounts.
Yeah,
and that would actually, but each cup is on, but that's just number 3. That's why we can't get too much. Yeah, that's actually number 3.
Okay.
Other boundary need to set in place is privacy.
Yeah.
Like, are you cool with the privacy? Like, what about privacy? Like she was saying that. Social media accounts.
Yeah.
Are your social media accounts open to you? Do you have access to your passwords to get on each other's social media accounts? Not necessarily that you want to, because you go snooping, you find trouble.
Absolutely.
So not necessarily that you want to, but are there? It's open. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not hiding his phone, or she's not hiding her phone, or social media accounts, and you're able to go. Y'all friends on social media, so that you wouldn't. You ready to put boundaries in place like that? Do you have boundaries around privacy?
Yeah.
I want to be able to see, like, maybe you be like, I want to be able to have access to your password.
Mm-hmm. That's your phone.
That's a boundary that you want from your husband or your boyfriend. I need to have access to your phone. Mm-hmm. We need to be on social media together. I need to have access to your social media accounts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some might not.
Yeah, some people might not. They might be like, oh, that's privacy. They're my friends. So I don't know, a lot of people, they all friendly. So they're my friends. I don't want you all in my privacy. But like I said, each couple, each relationship is different.
Yeah, but as for me and my house, I like us having the same social media account. It just works.
Yeah, and it keeps a lot of the commotion and trouble down because you
The
get in trouble out there. Yeah. You can't get in trouble out there. So you out there thinking that you got to put. That's why you got to put boundaries in place, especially nowadays, especially with social media and all this privacy and stuff. Because stuff can get so misconstrued, and not only that, it's just so much drama out there that you can easily get pulled up in if you don't have boundaries in place in your relationship.
And not to mention, you got hackers out there. They can hack your account and be your girlfriend, your wife think it's you. Out there liking the photos and messaging the girls. I remember that time that happened. How that happened to you though?
But like I say, CB, he just somebody just hacked his page.
So that's his brother. Somebody just hacked your brother's page.
Somebody just hacked his page. He had all kinds. He said he ain't been on Facebook in a while. He got all kinds of stuff on there.
Oh wow! See, got to be more careful.
Social media, man.
All right. So to move right along, we're still on privacy. Do you think that your boyfriend or husband should know where you were Saturday night? So do you think that you should have a boundary set to tell your significant other where you going?
Yeah, where you going? Yeah,
or where you been?
Yeah, when people leave, sometimes people don't want to be questioned like they daddy or mom or something. So you might just leave the house without saying nothing. Yeah. I hope that's not that should be. But I think that's a boundary that you should have in place. Even if you're not married. Boyfriend or girlfriend, y'all, if you're in a serious relationship, I think that's something you should be like, baby, I'm going such and such, and be dependent on them to do that. I know we be ripping and running X. Sometimes we might stop in such and extra places, but we shouldn't end up a totally opposite place for a couple of hours and we didn't call our significant other. I think that boundaries should be in place about like that.
Yeah, and again, all of this. If you're not in a relationship, you just starting a relationship, go ahead and put some boundaries in place. Yeah. It will definitely help you create a healthier or a healthy relationship. Okay, be sure to do that.
Yeah, because you got to be you got to put it's best to start establishing boundaries early because once you don't, then you kind of open up the door to mistreatment and everything.
Yeah, to anything.
Like we put in our book, if you do not set boundaries from the jump, and I always tell people around me, I said, you got to be careful where you put your first foot, man, because where you put your foot, you tend to keep allowing that foot to go there. So be careful where you put your foot at. Set boundaries early in a relationship. So you set the tone for letting people know how to treat you.
Yeah, and anything that matters to you in a relationship, you need to set a boundary on, okay? Develop a boundary for sex, communication, your do's, your don'ts, okay? It's up to each couple to decide what works for them, but
your house, your car,
anything that matters.
Yeah, but most importantly, you should be setting boundaries. Like I know a lot of people, they be talking about they got they man, they can't get him home. He's staying out at night. That's because ain't no boundaries in place. If you like I said, especially you guys, you just starting out with a man. I'm saying he like a little street runner or he like to do all that. You got to set a boundary from the jump. Like, I love you, baby. I'm trying to be with you, but you can't be running them streets, man. We got to sit down and put some boundaries in place. Well, you got to be, give me 3 days, give me 4 days here, 3 out, or every other day. You can't go out every night. I mean, we got to spend some time, but you can't just bring a man home with boundaries and just not have nothing in place. So have something at home for him to do when he come home, not just sit at home and watch your favorite TV show.
Yeah.
But put boundaries in place. If you want a man home, have boundaries in place. Give him days out, especially if you're in a serious relationship. Have days out, days he come home. And when he come home, have something for him to do to entertain him when he at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So set boundaries in finances, relationships.
Yeah.
And
privacy.
And
get that social media boundary in place. Okay.
In place, man.
So those are the 3 boundaries that we're discussing today.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you don't set boundaries in your relationship, then you weaken the relationship.
Yeah, you definitely weaken the relationship because anything goes.
Yeah.
Anything goes.
And you end up accepting poor treatment and behavior from anybody.
Yeah, so with that said, not only setting boundaries in relationships, yeah, you want to do that first and foremost, but in all relationships, you want to set boundaries with your kids, with your mom, with your dad. You want to set boundaries with your friends. Like one of mine that I don't like is for people to just pop up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, call me first.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
you don't like it. Yeah, we don't like that either. We both. It's good when y'all both share mutual boundaries like that. Is don't pop up on the house. We need to call first now. Don't pop up.
Yeah, and if you going back to your spouse, if you're gonna accept that poor treatment and behavior from your partner, from the boundaries not being set, then you're saying you get what you tolerate. Okay?
Yeah, and another, a lot of some people, you know, like far as people at the house, I was just thinking about that. A lot of people got people that keep coming, like they partner might have a lot of friends that come over to the house.
Oh boy.
So if you're somebody that don't like that, man, you need to put a boundary in place. But it's best to establish that. If you're in a relationship, you just starting off, it's best to establish it early. But you need to establish that you don't like that all the time, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want your space. You don't want to be bothered with all them people. So sit down and have a talk with your partner and let them know that we gotta put boundaries down, man. I'm setting boundaries.
Okay.
Set boundaries are in place for a reason, man. It's there to grow the relationship. It's there to enhance the relationship, and it's there to keep the integrity within the relationship. And people that accept your boundaries and willing to like I said, respect your boundaries, then them people are the ones that are meant to be in your life, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they don't respect your boundaries and they're not meant to be in your life, man. Because boundaries not being disrespectful, so you don't want people to make you feel guilty when you put boundaries in place.
Right. Yeah, because they need it. And some people do just have a way of making you feel bad for like putting your boundaries in play. Let's say somebody keep asking you for money. And you like
I'm not loaning you no more.
Right, because if you don't set that boundary, they're gonna keep asking. But then they might try and make you feel bad, like, oh, I can't pay my bills. You gonna put me out on the street? No, you put yourself out on the street.
You gave such and such some money.
Right? No, you should have had your own money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
when you tolerate mistreatment, you'll get more of it in the future.
Yeah.
So you gotta stop it and set boundaries.
Yeah.
Set boundaries.
Especially when you put the boundaries in place, man, make sure people upheld them, man. If they don't, like I said, there's consequence. You gotta have a consequence. You gotta be able to stick to your guns, most importantly, man. Put your boundaries in place and then stick to your guns.
Yeah. And in relationships, your partner can make you feel guilty too.
Yeah.
You know, you might set a boundary that, oh, if you come in the house or if we go to bed at 12 o'clock tonight, or in the morning, we're not having sex. Okay, so your partner can make you feel bad. Like, how you ain't gonna
sex after 12? You have sex before 12?
Right.
Or after 12? What
right.
the world?
That's my body. Your body don't belong to you. Be that in May. But it's a tired body right now. So if you set those boundaries up front, then they won't have no reason to like fight you back on it, because those are the boundaries you set. And if you set them in the beginning of the relationship before you get married and they don't like it, then they can go. Yeah,
you gotta put boundaries in place for a reason, man. And don't turn around and sabotage them. Belittling your boundaries and don't let resentment build up because you put boundaries in place and people
pretty much don't feel guilty.
Yeah, don't feel guilty.
You need boundaries. Everybody needs boundaries. The world will be a better place.
Yep. So, what boundaries do you have in your do you need to set in your relationship? What boundaries do you have in your relationship? Like I said, right now maybe 4 from each: finances, social media, privacy,
and it's some more boundaries.
Yeah. But I mean, just like I said, right now, finance is number 1. Social media and privacy and like I said,
what do you take? What can you tolerate?
yeah, like
Can you tolerate your partner going out without telling you? Can you tolerate your partner, seeing his old partner or seeing a person that he used to go out with? Can you tolerate those type of things? If not, talk about it with your partner.
Sit down and talk and have a talk with your partner, because the best way to get things done and to let yourself be heard is to sit down and talk, man. We so much fail to have that old-fashioned, legitimate sit down and talk conversation, man. We always texting and on social media. So sit down and have that good old talk and talk with significant other.
Right.
Set down the boundaries, man. Y'all agree upon and come to a mutual agreement about boundaries that you want to put in place with your relationship to enhance it, to grow it, and to keep the integrity in place.
But not only that, stick to the boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay? They agree. It's just like writing a book when you have an outline, and then you know what to write. So the boundaries are a guideline to prevent a lot of relationship stress and to make it more joyful.
Yeah, to make room for joy.
Create an outline for your relationship, then write that story. And so they had vision, and together they built the life they love.
So go build the life that you love, man.
Yep, go build.
And we will see you in the next one.
Thank
check out
you
the
for
bio.
watching. Yes, check out the bio.
And subscribe to the channel, man.
Absolutely.
You will get more content from us.
Yep.
Deuces.